Hello, hello. Melissa May Dillon here, live on my personal page on Facebook, and then we upload it to the YouTube channel. If you are on the YouTube channel, please make sure to hit that little subscribe button. And if you are on Facebook or YouTube, and if there's anything in this video that you resonate with, or anything you want to talk about, or any thoughts that you want to share at all, I would love to see them in the comments, and I would love to be able to hear from you. It is 2025, the year in which I go live, and I'll be going live every single day to talk about something. And today I want to talk about gratitude, loving what you have. And this has been part of a process of like working through some of my money stuff and wanting to change my relationship with money, with receiving, and with the way in which I live my life. So I'm the kind of person who I really need beauty around me in order to allow my creativity to flow, in order to feel at ease, in order to feel peaceful. So like, for instance, like I just cleaned my desk, and it had like stacks of paper over here. It had stuff over here. It was just like all over the place. And part of it is one, since we've moved in, trying to get things cleaned and organized. I mean, we've lived here for like, I don't know, 6 months, but having a young baby and getting things organized, and I just haven't really been in a place where I can just like, okay, I'm taking care of everything, getting things, everything clean and organized. And so like, even like my closet, it had like, my pants were like everywhere. I don't use a dresser drawer. I use closet shelves, and like all the pants were disorganized. Things are like falling out of the shelves. Stuff was stuffed in a corner. And I'm like, I really need to just clean my space. I need to get everything clean, everything organized. Everything needs to have a home. That's how I feel the best when I walk through my house. And it's like, it's not, and I kind of said, somebody's like, so you want your house to look like you don't live there? And I'm like, no, I want it to be well lived in and well taken care of. But I don't want it to just be like messy, like keeping my bathroom counter. I started this back when I was living in my condo in Vegas before I started my insurance exam queen business. So back when I was like corporate worker, making 60,000 a year, desiring for something better in my life. And I started making improvements in my life by first flossing my teeth. And it wasn't intentional. Like I ended up in a horrible situation where my teeth were in extreme pain, and it all came down to the fact that I should have been flossing my teeth, because they had to do like an intense teeth cleaning or whatever, and it hurt really bad. So I started flossing my teeth, and like 3 months into it, I realized that like, oh my God, I developed a habit. I was like, what other habits can I develop? And then so I started doing other things, like washing my face every day, putting on moisturizer every single morning, every single night. And then I started doing things around the house, and I started like cleaning off my bathroom counter. My bathroom counter, I had done a lot of like traveling, and my bathroom counter just looked like somebody had just like thrown up on it. There's like some shampoo bottles, there's these kind of bottles, there's just all kinds of stuff was everywhere on my bathroom counter. And so I went in one day and I just cleaned it all up. And I did like a big what is the word, like purging of all the things that I owned. And I was like, I had this, I don't know, and this is part of the mentality that I wanted to talk about, is like when you have some money but not a ton of money, and you go and you buy something, it's like you buy it and it's not the best quality because maybe it's just within what you can afford, but you've spent enough money on it that it's like, so like, let's for instance say you like get a purse, and you spend, I don't know, like anywhere between like $20 to $50 on it. And let's say you're making, 20 some dollars an hour. Like that it took an hour to be able to purchase that purse. But then it's like, it's not super good quality. And then it ends up breaking, and it's like, oh, well, I'll fix it. But it's not valuable enough to like really go out there and fix it. So then it just ends up like being on your shelf, this like half broken purse that's like, I want to fix it because I spent money on it, but then it's not really worth it to really spend money on it to fix it. And you're in this weird zone. And I realize that so much of what I purchased in my life, and I'm honestly the type of person, I've bought a lot and then I give it all away. And then I'll buy up a house again, and then I'll give it all away. And then I'll buy up stuff that fills a house, and then I give it all away. Like numerous times in my life I'm like, I just want to start from scratch. And I think there's a little bit of a trauma response there, where I'm like, I just want to run away from everything, start completely fresh. And a lot of it is the times because I know that shopping And like buying stuff is one of like some sort of generational trauma that I'm carrying. I see a lot of my family members shopping, 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 but then like they never have what they need, but then like they're always shopping. And it's like always like things that like are kind of useful but not quite useful. But again, it's like you buy things, like I think about like Walmart, and I kind of struggle with this too because Walmart allows people to have a better quality of life because they can buy a lot of things that allow their life to have a better quality. But at the same time, the stuff you get at Walmart doesn't last forever. It's almost like a temporary. And I was thinking this as I was cleaning up my house and putting everything away. And like I was even organizing my closet. So I'm like, and I'm like rolling up my underwear and putting it all cute inside this box because I really love to have beautiful looking things, beautiful looking environment, beautiful looking surroundings. And I was like, I want my underwear to look cute in this box in my closet. And I was thinking about how when you spend money on things that are like, I need it or I want it, and I didn't spend a ton of money on it, like if there's almost like this line, it's like if you spend enough money on it, you take better care of it. And if you barely spend any money, it's like throwaway, like who cares? And then there's like this medium zone of like I spent a decent amount of money on it, but it's not of good quality to really take care of it, and then you just get left with a bunch of stuff. And it's kind of like this middle zone of like I realize like because I think about like people and I'm sorting through all of these thoughts. So I know this sounds a little like blah, all over the place, but I'm like working through this thing. It's like where like like there's women who spend like thousands of dollars on a purse, but like this purse is of good quality and they love it and they take care of it. They don't just throw it around. It's not just janky. It's not just something they put on the floor. It's not something that like they break the strap. Like they're taking care of the item. And I'm like, I don't think I take care of my items as much as and I don't like to should myself, but when I think about the universe wanting to give me more, what am I doing with what I already own? And for a lot of the times, I don't think we really take care of the things that we own. It's like as soon as we get it, oh, thank you, give me something else. Oh, thank you, give me something else. Oh, thank you, get me something else. And we're not cherishing what it is that we have. Like I've been very frustrated with my office because I don't really have an office. I'm in my bedroom right now. And like my desk, like I said, had stuff everywhere. And it was almost like I'll wait till I have an office before I really start doing anything here, start getting organized. But yesterday I made the decision. I'm like, nope, everything's being clean and organized. We're just taking care of it. Like everything is being wiped down to the dust. Everything is being put away. Everything is having a home. And yesterday I did my desk and I sat back and I looked at it. I'm like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. I am madly in love with my desk. This is amazing. My whole spirit was lifted up, like seeing my desk all clean and organized. And then same thing with my closet. I got my closet clean. I'm like, oh my God, look at my beautiful closet. Look at my cute little underwear rolled up in the box. I'm like, this is amazing. I cleaned off my dresser. I got it all cleaned. I cleaned off the bathroom. I even started decorating the bathroom. And I'm like, I just love, like, I love being able to walk through beautiful spaces and everything clean and organized and everything put away. And this is where I was like hitting on to these feelings of like, when you are wealthy enough to buy an item of extremely good quality, you take care of it and you keep it for longer than when we buy things that are of cheaper quality that like, and there's this, again, there's like this weird zone because I know I'm sure someone can relate to here. It's like a pair of shoes, like obviously there's a whole spectrum. There's like, $5 shoes, and then there's like, $5,000 shoes. And it's like there's this zone of like if I spend like $50 on a pair of shoes, but they break or they don't last very long or something happens, it's like hard to want to throw them away because you spent $50 on it. But at the same time, they just get buried in a closet on top of other shoes that you keep buying that aren't broken. And it's like, I don't want to be stuck in this spot of where I'm spending money on things that are not necessarily of quality, that will not necessarily last, but also like I have to be the one taking care of them and making sure that they're okay. And I don't think that I've had enough care of the things that I have owned. And as I am cleaning up my house and keeping it beautiful, I'm realizing I want to be very, very intentional about what it is that I buy, what is taking up space in my home, what it is that I'm looking at each day. And do I really want to bring, do I really just want to buy a bunch of stuff and have it in my house? And this has started for me too when I started purchasing stuff at like Torrid, So previously, my clothing shopping habits were I would go to Ross, I would find, something, and it's like, well, it kind of works and it's cheap enough, so I'm gonna buy it. And then I wear it like one or two times, realize I don't love it, not it's kind of uncomfortable. And then my closet would just get filled up with a bunch of clothes that I never really wore, but I spent enough money on them that I can't just give them away. Eventually, I would end up giving everything away. But and then when I finally started shopping at Torrid, which is a significant price increase, from Ross, like at Ross you can get a dress for like 10, 12, $15, and at Torrid dresses, like they start at like $50. So I was spending a lot more money on my clothes, but like they fit better, they lasted longer. I took care of them better because I knew I paid a lot more money for these clothes. And I wear them a lot better. Like there's some of the dresses I've had in my closets for years that I still continue to wear from Torrid. And I'm just really going into like this idea of like, and again, this is something that I'm developing within myself of how we spend our money. And I don't think enough of us are really intentional with our money. And this is something like with Melanie Ann Layer, who's this amazing woman that I follow, homeless in her car in 2016, ended up building a coaching business out of the front seat of her car, helping people fall in love with their life because she fell in love with her life even while she was homeless in her car. She helped other people do the same, and now she has an $88 million brand all over the world, and she has helped inspire many other people to start their businesses to make money. I am one of her million millionaires, and she buys like luxury item, beautiful things. And she loves her things, and she like takes pictures of her things, and she's like, oh my gosh, look how beautiful this is. Like, this is so amazing. I'm so glad I own this. And like she tends to buy like a lot of like high-end luxury stuff, which is never something that I've necessarily been appealed to. But I think my perspective on it is because it's like, well, that just because it's very expensive doesn't, I don't want it just because it's very expensive. Like, I'm not into expensive things. But at the same time, it's like what she talks about luxury items is like a piece of art. Like it's curated. It's this beautiful thing. It's this piece of art that someone's created. And then again, you go back to the idea of, do you take care of a purse that you spent 20, $50 on nearly as much as do you take care of a purse that you've spent a few thousand on? And like it's of higher quality, and you're taking care of it, and you're making sure it has a pretty place to sit, on the counter. And I'm realizing like I have spent so much of my money buying things just to buy things that I'm not taking care of, that are just filling up spaces, which is why I've given so much stuff away. And I've done it numerous times. Fill up my apartment, too much, give it all away. Fill up my apartment, get it all away. And I've done this numerous times. Now I'm like actually in a home that I think I'm going to be in for a while. I mean, the property, at least we are going to build another structure here, but I want to be so intentional from this point moving forward. And I was thinking about like Martha Stewart. So I don't know if you guys have seen her documentary on Netflix. It's freaking amazing. Definitely check it out. Super good stuff. I relate so hardcore to so much of what she's doing and what she's went through. But one of her things is like Martha Stewart living. She talks about all about living, and like I was rolling up my underwear to put it away. I was thinking about how Martha Stewart was all about having a beautiful life, and many people, and what that meant was a beautiful looking kitchen, a beautiful looking meal, beautiful looking decorations in your home, beautiful looking bedroom. She was all about creating a beautiful experience with food, with your house, with your decorations, all of that. Many people interpreted that as she has a perfect life because she's able to have a beautiful house, beautiful food, beautiful decorations. But that's not, Martha Stewart never promoted, I am the perfect person and I have the most perfect idyllic life. She's like, I have created a perfect meal. I have created a perfect space. I have created this beautiful, this beautiful closet. Like I have felt giddy every time I've looked at my cleaned up desk and how beautiful and amazing it all looks, and how I have my books stacked all beautiful and they just look so perfect and so clean and so fresh. I've got my pens all stacked up looking so fresh, and I'm just like, oh, like it just looks so beautiful. And like Martha Stewart just wanted like beautiful spaces, and she was, and I don't know, I mean, I never watched all things Martha Stewart, but I don't think she was ever trying to say I have a perfect life, but she's saying you can have perfect, beautiful looking things within your home, and that for her it helps her feel awesome and amazing to have those things. Same for me. Um, and I was like, I would like if as I'm like sitting here rolling up my underwear, putting it in a beautiful box and putting it in my closet so it looks all like clean and beautiful. I'm like, I get it. Like I get the idea of spending a lot of money on something, but you end up taking care of that something so much better than you do the things you don't spend a lot of money on. And then you fall into this trap of like, well, it's not quite valuable enough to throw it away or to get it repaired or fix it, but like it still has, I still spent a good amount of money on it, but it's not so cheap that I would throw it away. And then I just end up with a stack of stuff that I never touch, never take care of, but I've spent money on. And I'm like, if I had just gotten like one solid, and I actually did with my purse. I think it was about a year ago or so that I accidentally bought a $200 wallet purse, which is more than I have ever spent on a wallet purse ever before. Which I know is like crazy to some because like they'll just like easily spend thousands of dollars on a purse, no problem. But I didn't even look at the price tag when I bought it. I was like at this cute little boutique. I didn't think it was a small town boutique. I don't know what I thought the price of the purse was, but I certainly was not expecting it to be $195, which is what it was, which I ended up, I love it. And I honestly, I take such good care of it. I love it. I love having it with me. I love wearing it on the body strap. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. When I spend a higher dollar on something, it makes me cherish it more, take care of it more. But if I buy something that's cheap and like throwawayable, like I don't care about it, and I don't care if it's messy, and I don't care if I really like take care of it, and I don't keep it clean and beautiful. And I'm just like, like, and then it's harder to like appreciate what you've got because then you're piled up with all this shit everywhere. And then it's like, this house is disorganized and it's not clean. But if I spent like more money on an item, that and to the point where it's like I cherish it and I take care of it and I keep it pristine, then I have a lot less items, but they're all loved at a better, they're all loved better. I'm appreciating it more. And appreciation appreciates. When you appreciate what you have, it appreciates. Like this is, when you kind of, when you don't like what you have, you're letting the universe, I don't like what I've got. This is too much. I don't like all this. I don't want all this. But you have all, and you're like, I want something else, like you have this lack, like I need something else. I want something else. It's harder to get new things. But when you love what you have, when you're madly in love with what you've got, when you love your desk, when you love your bathroom, it's like you are open to be able to actually receive more. And that's where I think like the luxury items comes in, like the luxury on top of luxury, like beautiful things on top of beautiful things. And they're of higher, expense to get them, but like Melanie talks about these set of suitcases that she has, like Louis Vuitton, trunks that she uses when she travels. And she's like, they're so beautiful. They're so amazing. I love stacking them up. I love traveling. When I see them when I'm traveling, I just like, like it just feels like a movie. Like she's madly in love with these trunks and they're like a few years old. And there have been some people who have like, those are so outdated because when you're in the luxury world, you're supposed to buy everything fresh. But she's not in the space of, I buy luxury items so that I always look rich and fashionable. And in time, she buys these things because they look beautiful and amazing, and she loves having them, and she loves taking pictures of them. And so I'm just kind of, I'm working throughout this myself of like, I feel like I can get that, and I can start being in that zone. And it's like I do want to be so freaking intentional about what I buy, about what I keep in my home, about what is taking up my space, about what is here. And how I am taking care of it. And it's just the thought process of like, God, like when I buy like purses, Walmart quality purses, Ross quality purses, I didn't really care about them too much, and if they got broken or something happened, I was like, whatever, again, I'll chuck it in the corner here. Like I remember one time I had like 20 purses of not being really used because I bought it because I could afford it, but then I used it and then I didn't like it. So then I bought another one, but I was like, I spent enough money on it that I can't just throw it away. So I got to keep it. And then I just pile up stuff in my house and pile up stuff and not really taking care of any of it. And had I just saved or spent money on one quality purse instead of buying a bunch of cheap ones because it was good enough at the time. Like I'm like, gosh, like that, it would have been, it could be so different. So I think for me, I'm making that intentional transition into, I want to be very intentional about what I purchase. I want it to have a place within my home where it is honored and appreciated for what it is, and taking up the space in my home. And I'm glad I got here before I really furnished my house. Like, it's been a haphazard situation furnishing the house. We didn't really bring over a lot of furniture because it didn't quite fit in the house. And but then we've got like haphazard furniture to take care of, the fact that we've got to sit down and whatnot. And I'm glad that I'm kind of like upgrading and up leveling my thought process about what we buy and how we have it in the house, and being very intentional about it. And I can't wait to see like what happens from here, and also how the universe, responds to this. Like I really want, and I really want to start taking care of what I own. When you have a house that is disorganized, when things are messy, you're not taking care of what you own. And I'm 100% guilty, like 100%. Like, there's a closet in the second bedroom that's just like bleh. It's just like stuff is everywhere. Like, pull the wrong thing, something's gonna fall, it's gonna be a chaotic mess. And I'm like, no, I really want to take care of the things that I own. I really want to appreciate the things that I own, and actually opens me up for more of what can be available, and of potentially higher quality, higher level of art that I could be, purchasing. Like, I do see, if it is an art form to have a beautiful home, to walk into a room and just be like, wow, this looks so good in here. Like, it gives you a feeling, it gives you an energy, it gives you just this like vibe when you walk into a beautiful room. Like, that's an art form. And so buying the right sheets, buying the right blanket, buying the right pillow, buying the right rug, buying the right stuff, all of that creates the energy of the house, of the vibes that you feel. And if you're buying things at, just because I can afford them at these prices, and they're like mediocre, but you don't really love them. And I just have found myself in that trap quite a bit. And so I want to get to a space where I treat my home like my art, and I curate the rooms that are in there, and I buy high quality things that create the environment in the room to be uplifting, to be beautiful, and that when you see it, you feel inspired. Like, I really want my whole house to just be this beautiful place, which is lived in and comfortable, but at the same time, well maintained, well taken care of. I want all my towels just like folded up to like so beautiful, stacked, neat and beautiful and lovely, on the bookshelf. I don't want to buy towels that you just randomly throw around or pile up on the floor or whatever. Like, I really want to be truly intentional about what I have and how beautiful it looks within my home. And I'm super happy about the shift that I am making. And I encourage anybody, like, if you are in a space where you feel you don't feel grateful for what you have, start taking care of what you have, and then you can find the gratitude there. I will tell you, like I said, I've been very frustrated with like my office. But then I cleaned my desk. Like, everything came off of it. It got wiped down. Everything that got put back on it was intentional, cleaned up, purposeful, put away. And I look at it now and I'm just like, oh, it just fills my heart up so much to see a beautifully clean desk. And it makes me eager and excited to want to work in it. And it has reinvigorated me in a way that I did not expect. And then I continued to do it. And then I did it in my bathroom. And I'm like, oh, look at my bathroom. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful and amazing. I'm like, I'm going to keep this countertop clean. And I was like, and then look at my closet. I got everything stacked and put away beautifully. It's not just thrown up there, because it was just thrown up there. And I realized I'm not appreciating what I have. I'm not taking care of what I have. And then what's so beautiful, amazing, is once you get things clean and organized, if you keep a habit, like my habit is going to be every night when I'm done with my desk, everything gets returned to home. Everything gets put away so that the desk literally looks like it's just freshly cleaned every single morning when I come to it. Everything's been put away. Everything has a home. Everything is taken care of. Same with the bathroom. I love being able to walk into my bathroom as if it was just cleaned, as if it was just taken care of. And if you keep up these habits where as soon as you're done getting ready in the morning, you put everything back where it goes, then every time you walk in your bathroom, it looks as if it was just clean. So it's like it does take a minute to like get everything established, get everything in a home, get everything clean and organized. But as long as you stay on top of putting things away as soon as you're done using them, making or at the end of every night, like even within my household, like it was so awesome last night. Like everyone just knows that the kitchen needs to be cleaned every night before we go to bed. And last night there was like a bunch of pots on the stove. I had been making soup, and there was all kinds of dishes that needed to be done, but the baby needed to go to bed. I went to bed with the baby. I didn't anticipate falling asleep with her, but I did. And I woke up this morning, the kitchen was totally cleaned. I think it was my mother-in-law who did it. I'm not sure, but like we just know like this is the energy of we always keep the kitchen clean. The kitchen is cleaned every night. Dishwasher started every night. All the counters are wiped down every night. Like when you keep things clean and beautiful and you appreciate, that's a form of appreciation. If you're struggling with gratitude, how deeply are you appreciating your stuff? Because keeping a home clean and organized is part of appreciating your stuff. And so if you can show the universe that I am appreciating the things that I have, as simple as the pens and pencils that are on my desk, and they look clean and beautiful, in my cup that I have, and it's neat and organized, like I'm appreciating that. I feel more grateful for that. If they were all over the place, I would see the mess of, oh God, all this stuff is making such a mess. Everything is everywhere. And then I'm experienced the opposite of gratitude, where I'm like frustrated by what it is that I own. In the universe, there was a time where you longed to have these pens and pencils, and now they're an annoyance to you. So I don't have room to give you anything more. I don't have room to give you anything better than this. You can't even love what you already have. So when you love what you have, when you take care of what you have, it opens up space to receive more amazing, awesome things, life experiences, whatever. And so I'm entering a new era where I want to be very, very intentional about what I purchase. And I want my home to be a work of art. And I want everything in my home, to have a place where it belongs, where it gets put away every night, no matter what room you're in. Everything is clean, organized, put away. We always know where the remotes are. We always know where this is, because it always goes back there when it's, time for home. And I'm really excited to see how this, and I did this before when I lived in Las Vegas. I don't know that I was necessarily super intentional about the things that I bought, but I was very clean and organized, and everything had at a home. And it was honestly been a struggle for me since leaving Las Vegas, because it's been like temporary housing after temporary housing after temporary housing, moving around, and then also having another person, David, with his stuff, and then adding in a baby. And so we're finally like settling, and we kind of did like we thought we were going to be in our last home for 3 to 4 years. We were like, the baby's going to grow up here until she's a toddler, 3 to 4 years. And then it wasn't, but I don't know, when we moved in August, we didn't even stay there 1 year, not even 1 year. Because we really, really wanted to be more out in the country. We were in the middle of town. It's a small town, like definitely tiny town. But we're still in the middle of the town. There was always cars driving around. I wanted to be more in nature, more secluded. And so less than a year later, so I was like ready to like, and I did start that house. Oh God, I was in love with that house, and I always had the clean bathroom, and I had all the stuff. It took me a minute to get again established and get everything clean in order. What's so funny, this is what I'm telling you about what it means. You get more when you appreciate what you have. I finally got that house to a point where everything had a home, everything was clean and organized. Every time you walked into the bathroom, oh, beautiful. Walked into my bedroom, oh my God, beautiful. Walked into my kitchen, oh my God, beautiful. I had kept things clean, organized, put away. It was so beautiful and amazing. And then we got to the point where it was before Texas, literally right before Texas. When we went last year for like 2 weeks to Texas, I started hanging up pictures, and I decorated the place because everything was clean and organized, but it wasn't decorated. And so we started decorating the house literally right before we left to Texas. We went to Texas, which we thought we were going to move to Texas. And so I was hunting down properties. I basically was manifesting what it is that I wanted to own: a big, huge piece of land, secluded, private from everybody, lots of trees with the water. And when we came back from Texas, and we landed in Illinois, or we drove into Illinois. We didn't land, technically. We didn't fly. We came back to Illinois, and we got back to the house, and I'm like, Illinois is where we're supposed to be. I don't feel like we're supposed to move to Texas. And then in my mind, I had already gotten all these things about what I wanted. So I plugged those things into Zillow and boom, pops up the property that we now own. It was like the one thing that fit all the requirements. And then we ended up buying it, which was a whole miracle manifestation process of its own. And then again, I moved it. Same thing with the last house. I moved in. Oh my God, got to figure it out. Got to get everything put away. Got to get everything clean and organized. It's taken me a few months to get there. Like being with the baby. She's needed a lot more one-on-one time, a lot of, direct attention. And now she can kind of like run off on her own where I'm able to spend some more time getting, clean and organized. David has been able to take her, either with her or focus on her so that I can focus on one room at a time and get it clean and organized, get everything put away. And so so that Texas trip, right before the Texas trip, I really started to appreciate the house. I decorated it. I made it so beautiful. I appreciated it so much. And then boom, we're buying another property and we were able to land the most amazing, beautiful property. When you appreciate what you have, you make space for even more. And that's the message that I'm trying to send home today. And when you spend your money on like mediocre type stuff where it's like, I didn't spend enough money on it to really love it, appreciate it, and take care of it, but I spent too much money on it to just get rid of it. So then I just stack up my home with a bunch of mediocre stuff that I don't quite love, don't quite use, and I just keep buying more and more to try and satisfy some, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever generational curse is in there that perpetually needs to go shopping. And I would rather just buy very intentionally beautiful things within my home. Everything has a place, everything has a home. Every room you walk into is a piece of art. And that's, it's so beautiful. So now I've got my desk established, clean and beautiful and organized. My dresser's clean, beautiful and organized. My bathroom's clean, beautiful and organized. My cleanet's clean, beautiful and organized. We already had the kitchen clean and organized. Now I need the utility closet, the pantry, and the like bathroom type closet stuff, the towels, the lotions, the medicines, the all that stuff. So I've got a few more areas that I need to tackle, but I want to appreciate everything that I own to the point where everything I own has a home, knows where it goes, knows where it belongs, has a place, is honored and respected for what it adds to our household, even down to our, vacuum, our mops. Like I see and understand the beauty of appreciating everything and giving it a spot and how beautiful it can be and how beautiful it can feel in your home when you start to love what you have and appreciate what you have and get very intentional about what it is that you buy. So I know a little bit of that was kind of a little bit messy as I'm like sorting through how do I explain this? Like how do I talk about the fact that I buy these things that are like not really awesome and end up stacking, piling up all this stuff. So anyway, thank you for writing that out with me. 2025, the year that I go live. And I'm super excited to see what happens. December to Remember was amazing. If you want to watch anything that I spoke about in December to Remember, my YouTube channel at Melissa May Dillon is the best place for that. If you're in a place in your life where you would like to make a lot more money, or you want to start working on your money mindset and not finding yourself buying a bunch of things that you don't even love anyway, I have a Magic Money membership. I put the link in the comment. You can join that. It's basically a Facebook group and I call it a playground for money. And one time a month I go live in there and I do it. Well, I can go live in there randomly, but I have one Q&A a month where you can come in and ask me questions about money, about business, whatever it is about, if you want to money specifically, because it is a Magic Money membership. And that's $97 a month. And it's a great place. We've had a lot of people have a lot of amazing stuff, a lot of manifesting money out of nowhere. Being able to build businesses, lots of amazing insights, lots of trauma work that have been done around money, lots of money mindset and beliefs and shifts that need to happen. And that's in my Magic Money membership. And like I said, we haven't done our call yet for the month of December. So if you can get in there now, then you can get in there in time for a call. And those are super amazing. And there's already a bunch of calls from the past that you can jump into right away and start watching past conversations that we've had. I am also open available right now for like one-on-one coaching. If you're looking for a person, I'm ready. I really want to take people who are making like, 50, 60,000 a month and want to move into $100,000 a month. So that's what my one-on-one coaching is open up for. And I am like, if you're beginning to build your business, if you're like, I know that those $50,000, $100,000 months are on the horizon and you want to be able to build a business with that energy and with that mindset, then I'm also open for coaching with that as well. Just DM me and let me know, and we can have that conversation and figure out if it's a right fit. And oh, and then in like 2 days, my sister and I, if you have any business, if you run a business at all, and you want help with running a business in an easy, sustainable way, and especially if you love passive income, I am the passive income queen. Then join I Am Designed for Business. If you have any questions about that, let me know. But you can find everything at melissamaydillon.com too. So I love you all. Have an amazing day. And I go, oh, Melanie, you said, how do you know when I go live? When I go live. I do not have a set schedule. So with having a baby, I just go about my day and figure out when I go live, but I am tending to go live more during the day or in the morning than going like live at night. But I don't actually have a set schedule. So if you're able to jump in when I'm live, great. If not, just watch the replay, but I will be going live every single day throughout this 2025 this year. And so you can always just come to my Facebook page, and or you can just go to the YouTube channel at Melissa May Dillon to watch any past lives. But I do not have a set schedule. So I love you all. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow.